Toastmasters, when you're stumped for a topic, what does everyone recommend? Talk about something you're passionate about. When you feel strongly about something and you share those feelings with others, it can make for a great speech. But when you're speaking of your love of something, how do you get your audience to believe you? Well, you can convincingly convey love of something to an audience using gestures, vocal variety, and descriptive words. But before we get into that, I'd like you to take a moment and think about something that you're passionate about. Perhaps a sport that you like to play or watch, or a hobby you like to indulge in. Perhaps something you own like a pampered pet or a tricked out laptop, or someplace you like to visit and spend time. When you really love something, your posture changes. You straighten up. Your chest opens to allow for more air. Your eyes widen to take in more of what you're attracted to. And you smile, because when you love something, it makes you feel good. I'm going to share now 2 examples for you that convey a love of something. The first is a little more serene. When I'm out camping, it's still early in the morning, very cold. I'm snuggled in my sleeping bag. I love opening the tent flap and watching the sun rise warmly over the mountaintop. Love it. Example number 2 will convey a love of something with a bit more energy. Watch how my gestures change. My beagle is so fun and very cute. When she bounds across the living room towards me and her little ears are flapping, oh, I just love my dog. Did you see how when I got very enthusiastic, I tensed up, I grinned, and I even squinted my eyes a little? It's almost like the feeling is so intense that it hurts. Sometimes, however, we can feel very passionate about something, but instead of tensing up, we do the opposite. We relax, our shoulders drop, our head lolls a bit, and our eyes look dazed and dizzy. Here's an example. The perfect French fry is a golden brown, slightly crispy exterior. Add salt and oh, I love a good French fry. To repeat, gestures to convey a love of something convincingly. Make sure you smile. If you want to show extra enthusiasm, you can tense up, or you can get very relaxed. To give you one more example, we're almost upon Valentine's Day. To paraphrase Jean de la Bruyere, the sweetest sound is the voice of the one you love. So another aspect of convincing love is your voice. When we have a love for something, it makes us happy. When we're happy, we smile. Sometimes we grin. If you talk at the same time as smiling or grinning, what happens is you start to stretch out the words. Let me give you a list of colors, and just using my voice and facial expressions, I'd like you to guess which colors I think are just okay, which ones I like, and which one I love. Beige, gray, green, yellow, red. Did you hear how I stretched out the word red? That was the clue that that's the one that really means a lot to me. In a sentence, stretching out words might sound like this. Standing in line at the Apple Store for hours was totally worth it. My new iPhone is awesome. Let me tell you why I love it. Each time I stretched out those words, it was an audio cue to the audience that I was feeling strongly about something. The only problem is if you stretch out too many words in a row, it sounds a bit adolescent. I recommend stretch out maybe just one word. Redoing that example, standing in line at the Apple Store for hours was totally worth it. My new iPhone is awesome. Let me tell you why I love it. When I said the word awesome, not only did I stretch it out, but I increased my volume. Getting louder during a speech is also a cue to let the audience know that this part is important. And one last important point. If you want to sound convincing when you're talking about something you love, you have to include descriptive detail. If I only said, I love cooking, and then didn't say anything else and moved on to some other subject, well, I had the right facial expression and I emphasized the word love, but without understanding why I love cooking, it's hard to believe. Instead, if I said, I love cooking, the sound of onions sizzling in the pan, the smell of spices as they heat up, and then the taste of something delicious that I created. Now, when you hear that description, you understand what I'm feeling when I'm cooking. Therefore, it's much easier to believe that I do love cooking. The next time that you are cooking up a speech about something you love, remember to smile when you're introducing the topic. You can tense up in excitement or get extra relaxed and dazed. Remember to stretch out a word or two, increase your volume to let the audience know that that part of your speech is important to you, and don't forget descriptive detail. If you use the right gestures, vocal variety, and descriptive words, the audience will believe you, and they're going to love the love you're sharing.